In today's video, I'm going to be going over 5 elite skins that we need in Rainbow Six Siege. But before we jump into my top 5, let's go through 2 honourable mentions. The first of which is going to be for Maestro. As you guys know, Maestro has been in the game now for genuinely years. I don't know how Ubisoft have not given him an elite skin yet. It's been way too long. But one thing I am excited about this elite skin though is what Ubisoft end up doing for the gadget skin, because they have quite a lot of potential to change what this gadget looks like. The only reason why I'm not talking about him in this video is because it's already been leaked. He's going to be getting an elite skin at the end of the season. So if you guys are hyped for that, make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Honorable mention number 2 is going to be for Gridlock. She's actually the oldest attacker in the game right now, I believe, without an elite skin. And once again, I would love to see what Ubisoft end up doing for the gadget skin, because the gadget skin also has a lot of potential with Gridlock. I have no idea what Ubisoft could do with this. I would like to see it. I think a McDonald's worker would definitely go hard in the community though. With the 2 honorable mentions out of the way, then let's actually start this video. The first elite skin I would love to see in Rainbow Six Siege starts with Aruni. Now, if you guys know anything about Aruni's lore, she was in a major explosive accident which caused her arm and leg to now become robotic. Now, my idea for her elite skin is one of 2 things. One, it's either her before her explosion, so she won't have those robotic limbs, she won't have the scars on her face. I think a skin like that would be really cool for Aruni. It would really show the lore and her past as an operator. The only thing right now to me that's not really making much sense with that kind of thing is her punch animation. As you guys know, she's the only operator in the game that when you punch, she can actually open up massive holes in the wall. If she no longer has that metallic arm, it's not really going to make much sense. So I don't know if you want to like cover it up with like some kind of long sleeve top or something like that. Maybe that would be the one way around it. And then my second idea for Aruni is to just kind of put her in an exosuit, kind of similar to what the Thinker Elite currently looks like. And the reason for that is I was actually looking at the original Aruni skin, and she has like this backpack on which is like powering her robotic limbs. So I just kind of seen this as like the advanced warfare exosuit, and I think a skin like that would also suit her a little bit too well. Now, with Aruni out of the way, let's move over to operator number 2, and that is going to be Deimos. Now, as you already know, Deimos has an absolutely badass design. He has great cosmetic potential, like we've already seen in like the Doctor's Curse event that's recently released. His skins are just absolutely insane. So my idea for the Deimos Elite is to kind of remove the mask, show what he looks like underneath that suit. And we've already seen what he looks like in this suit in the comics, and if you guys haven't seen it, this is what Deimos actually looks like underneath that. And I think Ubisoft can either go one of 2 ways. I reckon they should either do him as he is seen in the comic, like in an orange jumpsuit like a prisoner, or on the other hand, they could go down the route of his cinematic, so basically make the exact skin that he is wearing in the cinematic. Unfortunately, I think that one is the more likely one that Ubisoft would do, as they've already kind of visualized it. And to be honest, I'm okay with either one they actually go for, as long as it looks like Deimos and he doesn't have that mask on. I think it would be a good one to have alongside all the other cosmetics, because every other cosmetic for Deimos we are going to get is going to have him with some kind of mask on and with some kind of armored suit on. Now, with Deimos out of the way, the next operator I would like to see get an elite skin is actually for Grim. And the reason why I want to see Grim get an elite skin relatively soon is because when Grim released, he was arguably one of the worst operators to ever be released. He released in such a bad state that no one really could take full advantage of him. He wasn't really that useful, and as you guys know, Ubisoft have tweaked him, reworked his gadget a little bit, and now he is arguably one of the better attackers in the whole game for those higher ranked players, and you see him a lot as well in Pro League. I think this comeback story is actually amazing for Grim, and that is why I want to see him get some justification and some love with an elite skin. And going through his bio, I actually found out that I didn't know this, but he got conscripted into the Singapore Navy at just 18 years old. So I think a flashback Navy elite skin that's like gritty and got like a tactical uniform on would be awesome for Grim. If you guys don't know, I'll put a picture on screen of what the Singapore Navy kind of traditional uniform looks like. So something like this for Grim would actually go quite hard. Elite skin number 4 then, in my opinion, should be for Clash. And once again, I got one of 2 routes that Ubisoft should take for this elite skin. Once again, looking at the bio for Clash, I realised she took part in the 2011 London riots. This was like a pretty big thing in the UK, and being from the UK myself, I do actually remember this happening. And I already know Clash's original skin kind of resembles what a police officer in the UK already looks like, so I don't know if they want to go this route, but I think an awesome shield skin and animation could also be very good for Clash as an operator. Or the more likely route, once again, is for Ubisoft to kind of go a futuristic route, kind of like the Montaigne elite skin. As you guys know, his one is kind of like him in this massive suit of armor. Something like that would be insane. Let me know which kind of way you would prefer Ubisoft to go there. Do you like the more realistic tactical skins, or do you prefer the more crazy looking futuristic Night Haven based armor skins that Ubisoft have done a few times now? And then the final elite skin that I would like to see in Rainbow Six Siege in the next few years is going to be for Sens. Now this one is not going to be a very popular one, I can already tell, because one, Sens as an operator in the game just isn't that popular. Like, genuinely, they are one of the worst attackers in the game, but I think if Ubisoft ever buff them or rework them in such a way that makes it so they're not quite as bad as they are in the current state of the game, I think releasing an elite skin alongside that could help boost Sens' pick rate. Now when I was kind of thinking as to what kind of skin they could go for, I actually had a pretty cool idea. And for the skin itself, I give Ubisoft full creativity to do whatever they see fit, but the one thing I really want to see with this Sens elite skin would be a really good gadget skin. Now, as you guys can see, this is what the gadget currently looks like in the game, and yes, it is a pretty cool design for a gadget, and this thing itself could change, but what I would like to see is an animation / color change to the walls that Sens actually makes. As you guys can see, when you throw it down, there's a cool little animation as the walls go up. As the walls start running out of time, they kind of flash a few times and then disappear. I think Ubisoft could play around with this on a few different levels, maybe changing the color, changing the animation speed / you know, like kind of way that it fades or appears. For example, a cool idea would be for them to add like a fire aesthetic to it, so you know, you throw it down and then it kind of comes up and as like a flame, and then there's like a fire like animation to it, and then as it kind of dissipates, it turns into like more of a smoke color and just dies out. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is all 5 and 2 honorable mentions of the elite skins that I would like to see get added to Rainbow Six Siege. If you like any of my ideas, let me know down in the comments. If you have any ideas of your own, let me know once again down in the comments. Click the video on screen and I'll see you in the next one.